Richard Sandrak, known as Little Hercules, gained fame in the late 90s as a child bodybuilder. Born in 1992, he began intense training at a young age under his father's guidance, a martial arts champion. Sandrak's muscular physique and strength captivated the media, leading to documentaries and appearances. However, as he grew older, Sandrak distanced himself from bodybuilding, aiming for a more balanced life away from the spotlight. His childhood fame remains a unique chapter in the history of youth in the fitness world. In 1959, 9-year-old Candy Rogers vanished while selling Campfire Girls mints. A frantic search ensued, leading to the discovery of her body 16 days later. The case haunted Spokane for 62 years until November 2021, when DNA analysis identified John Ray Hoff as the perpetrator. Despite his suicide in 1970, exhumation confirmed his guilt, bringing long-awaited resolution. Liam Ashley was a 17-year-old boy from New Zealand who had criminal charges pressed against him by his parents for using their car without permission. His parents denied bail, so he would be sent to prison. They wanted to correct their son's behavior and prevent any additional crimes being committed because Liam had minor trouble with the authorities in the past. However, while being transported in a prison van, Liam was attacked by a dangerous offender and sadly killed. This footage from July 2022 shows the moment David Jones Jr. stumbles upon a young boy floating in the St. Louis River. The boy had become separated from his parents' sailboat and, according to Jones, was showing signs of hypothermia. Thankfully, he was safely returned to shore. In 2005, Lavina Lynn Johnson, a U.S. Army private, was found dead in her tent, and it was ruled a suicide. However, her autopsy revealed suspicious injuries like a fractured nose and burns, raising doubts of foul play. Despite official suicide ruling, questions persist about a possible cover-up by the U.S. Department of Defense. In the city of Baltimore, a bridge has collapsed entirely into the Patapsco River following a collision with a cargo ship. According to the Baltimore City Fire Department, up to 20 individuals and multiple vehicles have plunged into the river. Emergency responders are currently present at the scene, and the incident has been declared a mass casualty event. In 1945, British prisoners of war were released from Japanese captivity in Singapore after enduring brutal conditions. Many suffered from malnutrition, diseases, and physical abuse. Their release marked the end of a harrowing chapter in their lives, but left lasting scars on their bodies and minds. The 1916 Allied bombardment on German lines during World War I saw a staggering number of shells fired in a single day. This intense artillery barrage aimed to weaken enemy defenses and pave the way for ground assaults, illustrating the brutal tactics of trench warfare. A person captures footage of the initial waves of the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami crashing onto the beach. In Indonesia's Aceh province on northern Sumatra, the waves surged as high as 167 feet, inundating areas up to 3 miles inland. The catastrophe claimed the lives of over 220,000 individuals. This exhibit offers a detailed display of the entire circulatory system, revealing the complex network of arteries, veins, and capillaries traversing the human body. Visitors can explore the pathways of blood flow and understand the vital role these vessels play in sustaining life. On August 31st, 2019, 21-year-old Yulia Sharko attempted to remove her 2-year-old daughter through the window of her parked car. Inadvertently, her daughter activated the automatic window switch, resulting in the window closing and cutting off Yulia's air supply. Yulia's husband, Artur, discovered her unconscious shortly after the incident. He successfully broke the jammed window to free her and extracted her lifeless body from the car. Despite receiving medical care at a regional hospital, Yulia tragically passed away 8 days after the accident due to her injuries. This is the final image of 17-year-old climber Carter Christensen, captured a moment before his tragic fall while ascending the Flatiron in Boulder, Colorado. Despite precautions, accidents can occur in extreme sports like rock climbing, highlighting the inherent risks involved in pursuing such activities, even for experienced climbers like Christensen. In 1922, women and girls worked with radium paint, unaware of its health risks. They applied it to clock dials and watches, ingesting or inhaling radioactive material. Later, many suffered severe health problems, including radiation poisoning, bone fractures, and cancers, highlighting the dangers of occupational exposure to radiation. Zhang Benhua, a Chinese guerrilla fighter, smiled in her final moments before being executed by Japanese forces during World War II. Her defiant expression symbolizes resilience and bravery in the face of adversity, inspiring countless others in the fight against oppression. After the September 11, 2001 attacks, the NYPD established a makeshift headquarters at a Burger King near Ground Zero. This unconventional move allowed for crucial coordination of rescue efforts amid the chaos and devastation of the day. Bison Dilo, a former NBA champion, disappeared at sea in 2002 with his girlfriend and skipper. His brother, the sole survivor, faced suspicion after suspicious purchases and a forged signature. Law enforcement doubted his account, suspecting premeditated murder and disposal of bodies. Despite his narrative of a spontaneous altercation, evidence pointed to planning, leading to doubts about his innocence. Photograph of Bonnie Parker pointing a shotgun at Clyde Barrow. Bonnie and Clyde's crime wave took the lives of 13 people, including multiple members of law enforcement, which is what led to them being ambushed and shot to death by police in Louisiana in 1934. In 1922, scientists injected diabetic children with a new insulin extract, saving them from comas. Frederick Banting, Charles Best, and John McLeod's discovery revolutionized diabetes treatment, but Banting sold the patent for $1 to ensure affordability. However, in 2019, insulin costs averaged $58 per fill, highlighting accessibility challenges. The decades-long mystery of Candy Rogers' rape and murder, which shook Spokane in 1959, was finally solved through relentless detective work and advancements in DNA technology. John Ray Hoff, a former Army soldier, was identified as the perpetrator. Despite his suicide in 1970, DNA evidence conclusively linked him to the crime, providing some closure to Rogers' tragic case after 62 years of investigation. An ABC News reporter interviewed a man who survived the collapse of the South Tower right as the North Tower collapses.
Start to buckle. I just turned and ran, ducked down, put a jacket over my head. 3 or 4 of us huddled together, and it was just black everywhere.
Were you covered? Were you hit with debris?
No. But I mean, I was ducked behind a subway cover, so I put with the jacket over, the 3 of us, all of us huddled together. There was dust and whatnot everywhere.
Oh my God, that's down! The second building has just come down.
5 shocking morbid facts. Can you survive watching them? Coffin birth can occur post-mortem, where gases build up and expel a fetus. Chernobyl's elephant's foot, a radioactive mass, can be lethal in minutes. The Rat King phenomenon involves multiple rats fused together by their tails. Corpse medicine historically used human remains for medicinal purposes. Albert Fish, a notorious killer, sent a letter to a victim's family detailing the murder. The mass production of meat in factory farms reveals a grim reality. Animals endure cramped, unsanitary conditions, often subjected to cruelty. Environmental impacts include pollution and deforestation, while health risks like antibiotic resistance loom large. Advocates push for ethical treatment and sustainable alternatives amidst growing awareness of these horrors. Shoichi Yokoi, a Japanese soldier, hid in Guam's jungle for 27 years to evade capture. In February 1972, he returned to Japan, where he wept upon arrival. His story captivated the world, illustrating the enduring effects of war and the resilience of the human spirit. From the Bermuda Triangle's vanishing ships to the Nazca Line's ancient enigmas, unexplained mysteries grip the imagination. The eerie disappearance of Malaysia Airlines, Flight 370, and the unsettling tales of the Mothman in Point Pleasant add layers to the unexplained. Phenomena like ball lightning and the Voynich manuscript continue to baffle scientists, while stories of spontaneous human combustion challenge our understanding of reality. These mysteries fuel curiosity, reminding us of the vast unknowns in our world. During World War I, German soldiers used mules to transport supplies in gas-affected zones. Gas masks protected both soldiers and animals from chemical attacks. This illustrates the grim reality and ingenuity of warfare during the era, emphasizing the desperate measures taken to survive in hazardous environments. In 1945, a billboard near Los Alamos, New Mexico, urged workers on the Manhattan Project to maintain secrecy about their work on atomic bombs. The sign read, "What you see here, what you do here, what you hear here, when you leave here, let it stay here." In the 1960s, Salem, Massachusetts, witnessed numerous UFO sightings, stirring public intrigue. Witnesses reported strange lights, shapes, and unusual aerial maneuvers, fueling speculation about extraterrestrial visitors. These sightings remain a mystery, captivating UFO enthusiasts and researchers to this day. This is inside the eerie corridors of an abandoned mental asylum, where cryptic messages like "the end is near" adorn the walls. The unsettling atmosphere shows the mysteries left behind by its former inhabitants, in a chilling journey through forgotten halls of despair. First Men on the Moon was a 1919 British silent film, now lost forever. Directed by Bruce Gordon and J.L.V. Lee, it adapted H.G. Wells' novel. The film was notable for its early exploration of space travel, but sadly, no known copies exist today, making it a lost piece of cinematic history.